Hello, welcome back. Message from Miclan. Please everyone take good care of your thrones. If Eriu wins this one after we've all, except for Ulm, shame on you Ulm, attack them, then it's going to be incredibly embarrassing. LeMayo, if this message arrives the same turn they win though. GG in advance if that's the case. We did not win this turn. We did lose Skahak, unfortunately. She was attacked by the Eater of Gods, who does have Astral Fetters, which cancels out the Ring of Returning. And also insta-gives us, so, you know, not great. So, a final farewell to Skahak. I'm not sure if I really used her terribly effectively, but we did get 2 Tartarians out of her, so, you know, that's something. Let's cover more junk to horrors then. Some pretty uninteresting battles. The lumber contract moved on land. So some random skeleton stuff happening. Nothing too interesting. The big one, of course, is that we broke siege in Azimar. So, this guy still looks like this. He does have a chest wound, which is quite interesting. Don't really think of this guy as having a chest, but what do I know? He immediately jumps onto this square where there were 2 She-Lords, and he just devours them. Apparently this is AoE 1, I never realised that before. So he eats both of them on the same square. I'm going to start splitting up the She-Lords because of that. So far so bad. We are 2 Moonblades down. Back in this position. This She-Lord, disregard for private property, also disregards the orders. Decides to chase after the cows that were charmed in the last battle. He is on attack largest. As for this guy, no idea what he's doing. He's kind of standing around at the moment. So, you know, still not doing much damage with our Moonblades. Has to be said. Uruva still has 138 hit points, so he's lost 2 hit points so far. Now we have a space, finally. Is this your time to shine? Yes, we hit for 51 damage with the Moonblade, finally. So, thank you, just admiring your plumage. See another one. Nope, he moves, god damn it. There's another big 56 damage hit with the Moonblade. And there we go, one more. 45 damage with the Moonblade. So congratulations to Just Admiring Your Plumage, who actually managed to kill him. Pretty much the only thing we have doing damage that outstrips its recovery. Oh, the Moonblades, so, you know, nice work. We also regen a lot of our damage because we had mass regen up, which is nice. So there's Azimar. Lost the 2 She-Lords who were instantly devoured. Other than that, not too bad. Not too bad. Got back some of the items too, got back both of the Moonblades that were eaten. Even got a Hydra-Skin armor and a Ring of Tame Lightning back, so yeah, all in all, pretty good. Events then, great turn for events. We got some growth and income in Ligria. Then we got a 700 gold treasure in Azimar, and a 1,830 gold treasure in Sea of Plenty. So, we were able to build some temples and recruit She-Lords in every single fort we have this turn, which is good. Still horror stuff. Some indies attacking Ulm, cured 2 afflictions in our hospital, and patrol bug of beasts, so you know, good work guys. And as for the rest of the turn, not much happening now. I mean, there are thrones we could potentially go after, which is this one and this one, but they're just so far. It's going to be kind of hard. So I'm not really sure what to do exactly. I suppose we could try to do it with... Like, we've got Banes who are poor amphibians. And then we have... Can corpse constructs go underwater? Do we even have corpse constructs here? They can. So in theory we could lead an undead army underwater, and then just go straight there. And maybe that would work. But then it's a question of, would we actually be able to win this battle? Because that would just be full of fire alleys then. And there are some knights in there too. Probably worth a shot though, right? I mean, if the only thing we really need defending thrones are Moonblades, then why not, I suppose. Speaking of which, we are down some throne defenders now, so I've done my best to just kind of make sure we've got people who can effectively defend. The worst is Itsmu now, who just has 2 guys with Moonblades, and 2 Tours who are doing big spells. But I'm trying to get some random She-Lords over, and there's some stopping by in Shinu to move over. And yeah, I'm recruiting She-Lords in almost every... Shinu doesn't have a temple anymore, that's right. But every other fort is just queued up a She-Lord for recruitment, so we'll have more She-Lords to play with next turn, but for now we're stretched a bit. Over in Ossuary, I geared out Overt Photography, the People's Champion, who hasn't really done much since becoming a mummy, but here he is again. Got some boots of long strides and the heroic ability, putting his combat speed up to, 34. Respectable. Not quite as good as it used to be, but he can still carry a Moonblade for us. And yeah, there's a couple more She-Lords over here as well. But I think we're also... Oh, we're getting... that's right, there's no fort here. So we're getting the Hydromancers. I've also gone back underwater with this guy, who's now preaching, just hoping that this thing walks into the water this time. So we'll see if that pays off. And besides that, not much to see. Just moving the other heel to Comsath. Occasionally I recruit Astral Mages to bulk up the Communion Interior. And both of our Sartorians are insane this turn, so can't do much of those. But that is it for turn 80, and I'll try to keep things brief now until something happens, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you in a moment. Hello, welcome back. Still not much more change. We've lost our 2 Lore Masters, though. So I've got to find some new Moonblade Forges. I'm going to use those horribly diseased Communion Slaves we have. There was a battle in Ossuary, Mid-Clan throwing some werewolves at our Throne of Water. So he gets to see this big army. We also get to see, for the first time in a long time... Do you have items, by the way, or were you just summoned here? Probably just summoned here. We also get to see, for the first time in a long time... What's that zipping across the field? Yes, it's Overt Photography. With his quickness, he's on 68 combat speed. I mean, it's not bad, right? Way out in front. I also realised that some of the She-Lords are a bit too close to the block, so I've moved them around a little bit. But it's a bit nerve-wracking when Mid-Clan's pinging us in case the big head lands on us next turn, since there's no fort in that throne. Lost some scouts and things to horrors then, and some more random exchanges, nothing too crazy. Important one is Dunster. We saw Aegon attacking. So this is Solaria's fort that was being sieged by... I have said this the wrong way around. This was Pythium's fort that was being sieged by Solaria. So this is Aegon hitting the sieges. Takes a little while. I don't think these spells are very good against skeletons, that's the sense I'm getting. Which one is the cone? Oh, this is the cone, okay. 50 square beam. So it's 5 points of armor negating damage, 2 times against magic beings. Doesn't affect mindless beings though, okay. So yeah, all the skeletons are safe from that. I wonder why he's still casting it. This is a better place to use that. Have you run out of ammo for it now? Is that... yeah, 10 ammunition. Well, who am I to tell Aegon how to do his job? Either way, I have to hit N quite a few times to get through this. Turns out skeletons are pretty good against Aegon. And people are faltering though. Oh, it looks like Aegon's in the mages finally. You know what? I'm just going to hit Q and end this. Spare you. The long story short is Slaria loses. So there we go. Also loses all the, well, half the cultists and all of the thaumaturgs. So, Aegon is now sieging this Pythian throne. And by the way, slightly nervous that this is Scabiel marching towards us. I could be wrong. But it could be. This is Aegon, though. He's sieging this big throne in Dunster. Pythium now has to break siege in order to prevent his throne from being eaten. So we'll see if he knows that or not. But I assume if he does, he should repel this quite easily, but you never know. You never know. None of the other exchanges are too interesting. They are annoying though, because we're losing lots of provinces to people now. Sloria has marched up with a pretty big stack over in Mapita, and some skellies in Lombaria as well, or Ligria. So that's there. But I'm not worrying about it too much. He could just be on a mission to weaken our thrones is the thing. Because this could just move straight onto 3 pound this turn. And it's, you know, it's kind of a lot. There's 4 Thaumaturgs, a She-Lord, and an Ether Lord. And a bunch of Skellies. I think we'll be fine though. We're not really geared out to fight Skellies anymore is the thing. But you know, we've got a couple of, of dudes who can clear them out pretty well. Might leave these guys with the normal script maybe? I'm not sure. Maybe one has the normal script and one doesn't, and that's fine. We'll see how it goes. Would be annoying to lose a bunch of our stuff to this though. I guess I could put some of these blocks in the front. Try and take some of the pressure off us. Maybe that'll be okay. We'll see though. We do also have 50 points of PD here, which is also going to take some of the pressure off us though, so might be fine. I've given the Tartarian a Moonblade now instead of the Firebrand and such. The other Tartarian is still insane, unfortunately. He's currently pillaging Midria, so can't do much with him at the moment. But, you know, he's doing his thing. Besides that, not much else to say. Except that I am now trying to tool up to attack this throne. I think it's a good idea trying to take it with the Bane and the Corpse Constructs. And I can also sneak a bunch of She-Lords around to assist it as well. And then at some point I'm going to have to fly my god over to claim it, I think. But at the moment we just don't have enough stuff that's, like, easy to free up. So some of these things sneaking over are She-Lords to move over here and sort of cross the lake. So it might be a few turns, but that will be the plan eventually. For now though, not much else to say. Hopefully, Pythium just loses this throne and we win. But, you know, I don't think he will. I think Pythium has way too many Astral Mages over here. But this being right next to us and this being right next to us is kind of concerning if this goes too long. Then again, we can afford to lose one throne, it's not the end of the world. Anyway, that's turn 81, so thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. Hello, welcome back. Usually I would try to drag out the anticipation as much as possible, but unfortunately you can see the victory message at the bottom. So you can kind of guess what happened this turn. Well, let's pretend we can't see that. Let's put that to one side for a second and just go through what happened this turn. We got some Research and Evocation and lost a Shaman. And there was a Diaportant. Pythium has put up Wrath of God. So they now have up the Arcane Nexus, in addition to Enchanted Forest, Strands of Arcane Power, and Wrath of God. Which is a pretty brutal combination of globals, to be honest. Especially since he looks like he was going to be wishing for Dominion a lot. Then we got attacked a bunch by Mictlan. Ossuary and Lupia. I can't remember which one was the big one. I think it's Ossuary. It is Ossuary. This is an important battle because we saw Mictlan pinging this throne last turn with a wolf. And this turn he decided to send in the head. So the head has arrived. Great Pretender. You know, very, very magically powerful. Lots of gems. Very chunky. Wisely brought a Ring of Tame Lightning with him. Has, you know, is the Colossal Head. Guy needs no introduction. Instacast Soul Drain on turn 0. Really hurts our cows. He's also got Soul Vortex. We do have Storm. Sounds like a lot of our dudes are dying to Soul Drain damage. Now, worth remembering here that Overt Photography, Champion of the People, legendary hero, is unaffected by both Soul Drain and Soul Vortex. Keep your eye on him for the duration of this battle, as he begins chopping the Colossal Head. Next up, some less impressive stuff, so it's rushing in. She-Lord coming to give Avert photography some backup. Actually, I'm not entirely sure if this guy is immune to Soul Drain. I don't think Soul Vortex works on him, right? Maybe Soul Drain does, because he's got a mind. Either way, he does pretty well. He's got lots of hit points. You can see lots of things just dying to Soul Drain. We'll mostly hear it, to be honest. Speed this up a bit. Big Fire Blast there. Fortunately, Avert Photography does have a Ring of Fire, giving him some fire resistance. He used to have a full set of fire resist gear, but I took some of it off him to protect against the lumber construct, stupidly. Avert Photography back in the front. He's still chopping. 8 damage, 11 damage, 5 damage. Keep going, Avert Photography, you can do it. Rest of our army has been laid waste to. But Avert Photography, he keeps chopping. Kills the Colossal Head with a big 16 points of damage. Congratulations to our hero and saviour, Avert Photography. Love that guy. So that was the battle in Ossuary. Nothing else really did much except Avert Photography the Mummy, who did successfully kill the head by chopping it a lot. I'm not sure what else did damage. I think he was taking quite a bit of damage in the middle of that battle, just from random junk that was near him. But yeah, MVP Avert Photography. That really did lay waste to that throne, though. We would have had difficulty defending it against more stuff like that. Certainly if Mictlan was able to just call this guy back into the world and do that again, we probably wouldn't have held up quite as well. Although I would have geared out Avert Photography even better as a hard counter to the Colossal Head, I think. Funny battle though, either way. Also some wolves into Lupier, but that's not as interesting. Our White Mage was attacked by a Spinebrain Horror, that's Brian, and actually managed to fend it off, so why not? We'll watch Brian do something cool. What did you actually do? Just punch it? Oh, is this a ranged unit? I see. Interesting. So Brian has been paralysed. He's been interrupted. Wait, how did you kill this thing, Brian? Right, this has to run out of ammo at some point, right? Yeah, 10 ammo, okay. Oh, okay, he just hits it. Alright, well, good job, Brian. There's quite a few more things then. Also got attacked in... Oh no, this was Mictlan also attacking Pythium in Witchhaven. Pythium moving into an indie province. Pythium attacking us in Grey Forest. Lightning striking us. 22 units were killed. No commanders killed though. Got attacked by Vengeful Water. Some events then. Nothing too interesting though. Horror stuff. Throne of Fire destroyed by Aegon the Eater of Dreams. I'm not sure why exactly, but it looks like Pythium did not break siege. Possible he didn't realise he had to break siege. I'm not sure. Clearly Pythium had big plans in this game. Just got up another global, still raiding us over here. But for whatever reason, allowed Aegon to eat the Throne of Fire. The destruction of the Throne of Fire lowered the number of thrones required to win to 10 points, and we had 10 points. And so that was that. Victory. Let's view the history, shall we? Why not? Where are we? There we are. Okay. So, interesting game. This has been a very long game. It's lasted for months. The timer was extremely long for a while. The game ran over Christmas and New Year. So it's hard to remember in great detail much of how the game began. I do remember putting our She-Lords in all of Shinu's provinces and popping them all, so I'm going to watch that and see how that takes... Oh, look at that. That was nice. We just deleted Shinu in like 5 turns. Very good. Then I remember we stole some Vashland stuff. Yep. We did quite well. I think a lot of people were busy with Celeria for a lot of the early portion of the game. And Celeria had certainly rolled over Katiz while we were doing this. Yeah, Katiz got kind of squashed by Celeria and Mictlan, it looks like. And as soon as Katiz was finished off for good, I remember they just rolled straight into us for a while. But we had really good expansion, we had really good wars early on. I think we benefited a lot from people not wanting to attack us or being distracted by... I mean, Celeria was getting pretty big for a while. Lithium was pretty small. Didn't really see much of Maragon. I guess they were just constantly getting squashed for most of the game. They did try to come at us at the end, but Skyhack saw to them. How did Mictlan finish off? Yeah, Mictlan lost a lot of their stuff to Ulm, it felt like. But I guess even Ulm wasn't as big as I thought they were. I suppose they didn't really get much out of the Ashdod War because we stole a lot of it over here. And yeah, it felt like they rolled over a lot of Mictlan's territory. I guess Mictlan took some of it back though. I know Ulm was sieging the Banded Hills throne for a long time, but I don't think they actually ever moved an army over to it. So who else do we have? We got Maragnon, Mictlan, Solarian Pythium, Ulm. Yeah, and that was it for the final players. Yeah, I mean, I think we just... Do you know what else was cool about this game? This was the first game where I actually did a lot of research, right? So that was quite nice. I learned a lot in this game, that's one thing, because I've never played at Elf Nation before anyway. So it was interesting to kind of learn exactly what you can do with She-Lords, which are really, really strong. But also not, because if the She-Lords weren't geared properly and they just ran into like one Mage or one Water Mage, they could easily just die, you know? Kind of funny like that. Pretty vulnerable to Mind Hunt and stuff as well. Never really got around to making lots of magic resist gear. I also got to play with Tartarians as well, sort of. Not really to any great degree. Not sure if I... Well, maybe I just didn't get there fast enough, right? Like if I'd done all the empowering and forging with Skahak earlier and hit Conjuration 9 earlier, yeah, I can see how getting stuff like this for, what, 8 Death Gems would be pretty powerful. Seems pretty good. But I don't think we ever actually got to saw one of these properly in combat. We took these 2 provinces back off Celeria, but, you know, not the most impressive use of the skills, I don't think. I spent the majority of the time that I had them just being insane, which... You know what? I totally understand. I wonder what Pythium was planning on doing next. I was sure that this was going to be where they had Scabule walking towards us or something, but... I don't know, maybe they've lost Scabule? They were definitely planning on doing some, like, hard Dominion pushing. Wishing for Dominion. They had the Juggernauts as well. Still got 2 Juggernauts in this fort. But, yeah, they just let their throne get eaten, though. So that was that. Certainly the longer Cataclysm went on, the more tenuous it would have been for us. But I was planning on attacking this throne at some point, and this probably would have just been eaten at some point as well. Either way, definitely a fun game. A lot of people said Eriu was sort of boring, but I really enjoyed them actually. It's a shame we got attacked by so many people after the mid-game because I couldn't really like use Eriu's strengths at that point. Because it would have been fun to just put like a couple of She-Lords in every Ulmish province or something and just cap all of them on turn 60. But yeah, I was just always being pulled away to go and deal with a big stack sat somewhere or try and stop the flow of skeletons or something. Yeah, let's look at graphs, why not? I'm never sure if it's worth looking at graphs or not. No, I'm not sure if you really learn much from it. Yeah, damn, look how huge we were in the mid-game, that was sick. I assume that's me anyway. Yeah. And then I guess this is the point where every player in the game started attacking me. Which is fair enough, you know. It looks like, yeah, Ulm just took a huge bite out of Mictlan though. I feel like all of the really fun wars in the game were happening like just beyond where I could see them, because I could only ever really see the area a couple of scouts deep beyond my own borders. And I guess that was just mostly people worrying about me. Is that Pythium in the middle? Pythium was actually surprisingly stable. I thought they were getting like... I thought they were really getting pinched by lots of people and losing lots of stuff, but it seems like they were pretty consistently sized the whole game. Solaria took a lot off me, but then couldn't really hold it for very long. Yeah, Ulm took most of Mictlan's stuff in the endgame. Mictlan just lost most of their stuff in the endgame, it looks like. And yeah, Maragnon just kind of stalled early and didn't do much. I guess that big stack they rolled at me was their one chance to try and take a throne or something, but didn't seem to go much further than Shiniyama, so I don't know. Forts. Looks like Sleria has a lot of forts. Sure thing. Income. That's Sleria. Why is their income so good, aren't they? Don't they have like terrible death stuff on their Dominion? That's so confusing. Why do they have like the best income in the game? That's so strange. They have even better income than me, and well, admittedly I have terrible scales. I guess they just had great scales, and were expanding faster than their pop killing. Oh wait, Sleria doesn't kill population, right? They just animate skeletons with priests, I remember now. Yeah, okay, that makes more sense then, if they had good skills. Sure, why not? Because like my skills were like death and stuff, right? Actually, I can't even remember, let me just... Like I said, it's been like half a year since I made this, yeah, death 1. Okay. Gem income? Yeah, Ulm had up like, what, every gem generating global in the game. But you know what, we weren't far behind. So that's pretty good. Did lose a lot of gems once we started losing territory, but you know. Nice to see we had significantly more gem income than Sleria, at least. Pythium is pretty good gem income. I wonder if that includes Astral Arcane Nexus or not. Probably not, right? Because Arcane Nexus doesn't get added to your gem income. So they were probably significantly better than that, realistically. Okay, research. Wait, let's see. Prediction, am I actually gonna be... maybe first? Could I be first on research? Let's see. How am I still so low? This is such bullshit. How do I have the best, like, research game of my life, and I'm still just nowhere on research? That doesn't make any sense. You have Ulm and Pythium just absolutely crushing it. What am I doing wrong? I don't understand. Like, I felt like I went all in on research. There's people commenting on the like videos like, wow, I can't believe Music's doing research in this game when I still just suck ass. I don't get it. I really thought I did well on research this game. But you know what? At least I'm not last, right? That's what we've got to look at. At least I'm not last on research this time. We're slightly better than Solaria and Mictlan and Maragnon. So that's actually pretty good. Pat on the back from you for doing good research. Well done. Dominion, this is kind of interesting as well. Okay, we were just crushing on Dominion. That's really surprising. We were losing a lot of temples, but we did have a lot of temples for a long time, and we're also much bigger than everyone, so... Yeah, but even so, I mean... Pythium is wishing for Dominion and had Enchanted Forest, and it barely gave them anything relative to us. That's pretty crazy too. Alright, army size. How does this one look? Well, perhaps unsurprisingly, Sleria has, you know, some army. Are we in second? Oh right, cows, yeah, of course. So all of our important forts were just making cows. And then at the end, you know, some corpse constructs too. And yeah. I mean, that's kind of funny in its own right. And ascension points, yeah, I mean, we were always way out in front on thrones. And no one could really take them off us, except for Mictlan's head, which, you know, took this one. And almost grabbed this one. But we had some really good defenses, though. We had a great defense here against Pythium. Bunch of good defenses here against Sleria. It was nice to use Wind of Death on Maragnon once. Oh, looks like he forted this at some point. It's probably pretty clever. Yeah, besides that, I don't think I have anything else to say about this game. Other than, yeah, I really enjoyed Eriu actually. That's kind of cool. It's nice just forging stuff for a commander and sending them out to do stuff. And I thought I did really good on research as well, but I guess not. That's kind of disappointing, I don't know. Either way, as weird as that finish was, we can tally up another victory from you. Good stuff. And I hope the series has been enjoyable to watch. Why not? Let's also just check out the Hall of Fame before I go, just to... Is there photography in here? Hell yes. In fact, wait, was it always all me? Or is this because the games ended and everyone else died? Or did I actually end up with every single slot in the Hall of Fame? That's also pretty sick. That's another really cool thing about Eriu, actually. Especially if you're a big fan of renaming your commanders as I am. Yeah, huge shout outs to Avert Photography. He's still alive, right? Make sure. Yeah, definitely should have been my profit in the end. But I'll leave the game there. There is currently a Late Age German series on the channel. And my research, I think, is going well in that game too, but maybe not after reflecting on this one. Maybe it's actually pure junk. But, you know, I don't want to spoil anything too much in case, because I think this video will go up while the German videos are just kind of like in the mid-game. But the German game has also been fun so far, even though the early wars are just a nightmare. But very, very fun now that we're in the mid-game. So go check out that one if you haven't yet. And the next game I've just joined is Late Age Phlegra, but I've literally just joined that. It's turn 1, so who knows how that's going to end up. Maybe we'll be out on turn 10. I don't know. But as always, if you've watched the series this far and you've enjoyed it, please consider subscribing to the channel, liking the video, leaving a comment, all the YouTube stuff that I you know, never bring up very often, but probably should. So if you can do anything to support the channel, or, you know, send the series to someone who might enjoy it or anything like that, please do. It really helps me out. If you really love the channel, my Patreon, as always, is linked in the description. Check that one out too. But most importantly, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it, and hopefully I will see you around.